Square Enix's Final Fantasy franchise has been, and will continue to be an essential name in the gaming world so long as there will be a console to host them. For decades now, we've fallen in love with the games that Square Enix has created for us, starting with the original Final Fantasy and all the way up to the newer next-gen titles we play today. After all, who could forget those deep-in-your-feelings moments you had playing games like Final Fantasy VII or Final Fantasy X? The importance that these titles have to the history of gaming cannot be understated, and neither can the characters that inhabited these respective universes. What would these games be without heroes and heroines like Terra Bradford or Cloud Strife? Or how about the villains we went up against, such as Sephiroth or Kefka? They were integral to the experience, each and every one of them. With the recent relaunch of Final Fantasy XIV and the announcement of the upcoming Final Fantasy XV for the PS4 and Xbox One, I got to thinking, who are the greatest Final Fantasy characters of all time? Can these new titles even hope to add to this historic roster? With so many different characters, there was just so many for me to go through. So I dumbed it down to about a single 5 different characters that I feel are the best of the best. Mind you, this is only my personal opinion. All hate comments can go down below. And also, I wanted to add, I do not own any of the images shown. I got them all off of Google. All rights go to their respective parties. Without further ado, let's get into it. This is my personal top 5 favorite Final Fantasy characters. Number 5. Yuna. The lead love interest for Titus, or Titus, depending on how you like to look at his name, in Final Fantasy X, developers felt that Yuna made such a profound impact on the title that she should be able to star in one of her very own games. As the lead heroine in Final Fantasy X-2, Yuna showed that girl power could reign supreme in the Final Fantasy universe, as she tore it up in her own title with Riku and Pain at her side. Some critics wanted to hate on the redesign of her outfit, saying that it was overly sexualized, but we found the change to be expression of her power more than anything. Yuna was no longer a shy teenage summoner in X-2. Now she was a confident, ass-kicking heroine with the wardrobe to match. Best power suit ever. Number 4. Vivi. Vivi stands out as one of the franchise's greatest characters mainly because of how iconic his overall appearance is. One of the central protagonists for Final Fantasy IX, Vivi gave a spark of personality to the franchise's signature black mage look by endowing the design with a sense of purpose as well as rich layers of emotion. On the search to find out what the meaning of his existence is, Vivi represents a classic human struggle, wherein we all must find out what truly makes us unique in the world. With Vivi, we were all happy to accompany him on his journey. Number 3. Lightning. Often referred to as the female Cloud Strife of Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy XIII's Lightning was sullen in all the same way as Strife, but also brought the same badass edge to the table with her powerful attitude and Blazefire Saber. Final Fantasy XIII will never be looked at as the same high mark of the franchise, but many could agree that Lightning is a welcome addition to the lineage of female leads in the series. Even if she is a Cloud Strife look-alike, Lightning still changed the discussion it came to assessing the role of women in gaming. Number 2. Zidane. In search of his real home for much of Final Fantasy IX, Zidane was an enthusiastic addition to the Final Fantasy family, and still remains today as one of the most likable characters in the series. A thief by nature, Zidane was a vibrant, flirtatious kid full of boundless energy for his party members to gravitate towards. When Zidane reveals himself to be alive at the end of the game, after we had thought him to be killed by the collapse of the Leaflet Tree, you couldn't help but give a sigh of relief that our hero had managed to escape his brush with death. Good guys like him should never have to go. And the number 1 spot is Cloud. In what is often considered the best Final Fantasy game in the series, lead hero Cloud Strife manages to stick out as the title's most compelling character, a mercenary for hire with a troubled past. Cloud appealed to gamers everywhere with his no bullshit attitude, compelling narrative, and of course, the Buster Sword. Though the weapon previously belonged to his fallen friend Zack, Cloud made it all his own in Final Fantasy VII with a killer backstory, iconic weaponry, and a great game to boot. Cloud makes a serious case for the franchise's greatest character ever, which is why he gets the number 1 spot on my list. But there you have it, guys, my top 5 favorite Final Fantasy characters. If there was maybe a character that you thought should be in this list, put a comment down below and let me know. And show your support by liking the video and also subscribing to my channel. It really helps my channel out. It's been Diesel, guys. Until I see y'all into the next video, stay twisted, my friends.